Everybody talks about corruption. We criticize politicians. We condemn people that we think they are not honest, especially when they're in public office. We complain about the system that is running in our country and how terrible and corrupted they have become. But today I want to speak to us and ask you a more personal question. Would you still be honest if corruption benefited you? Not if it benefited someone else. There's a popular saying where I come from that when favor doesn't come your way the way you really expected it, you can call the old favor an abomination when it doesn't favor you. When it favors you, you can call it grace. It's an opportunity. You think you deserve it. Hi, my name is Ben Adejimo. I teach ethics and leadership at Western Covenant University, Los Angeles, California. When you're doing the right thing all the time, integrity is very easy. Integrity is actually revealed when the wrong thing is being profitable. When there is something wrong that you can do and nobody will say anything about it, and you still keep doing the right thing. That is integrity. Right now, as you're listening to me, you think you're a good person. You think you are incorruptible. You think everybody should hold their values and integrity high up. I agree. I hear you, and it's true. But the first point I want to discuss with you is that most people are never truly tested. Many people believe they are honest, and sincerely they believe in their heart that they are honest. And perhaps, maybe they are. But some people have actually never faced a meaningful temptation, real temptation. Look, it's easy to reject corruption when there is nothing to gain. A real test of integrity comes when a bribe can solve your problem, when a lie can protect your reputation, or a favor can secure a promotion for you. And that is when your character is exposed. It's not when there is no temptation. Nothing tempts you, money, women, opportunities. But when temptation is present, some people don't become corrupt because they are good. They have been bad all this while. They have always been bad. They have just not had the opportunity to prove that they are bad. And the difference is very important. Let me explain. There are people who will never steal money. But it's not because they are not thieves. It's simply because they have not had the opportunity to steal. When they get the opportunity to steal, they will shock themselves. That person, he has always been a thief. He has just not acted upon his instinct, his natural instinct. Does that make sense? My second point is that corruption rarely starts big. One mistake most people make is that they think corruption starts with some large scandal, large sum of money. No. But in reality, it begins with small compromises. Someone skips a procedure and you said nothing about it. Someone bends a rule, but it favors you. It bends it, it didn't break it. Police was not involved, so it's fine. Someone gives preferential treatment to a friend who is not qualified. Or someone accepts a gift that influences their decisions. These actions, they look small, but that's where corruption starts from. Every major corruption case starts with someone convincing themselves that one small compromise doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. So your character will rarely collapse overnight. It will erode gradually. It's a gradual process. One decision at a time. You need to keep that in mind. My next term is, why do you think people become corrupt? You need to understand that most people did not wake up one day and say, you know what, today I want to be corrupted. No. People justify their actions when you say things like, everybody do it. The system is already broken. I deserve this. I've suffered too long. I'm only helping my family. You've heard statements like that, right? The danger of corruption is that it usually disguises itself as the practice. I'm being practical with you right now. And when most people accept it, it begins to look normal. But normal does not mean right. It's not all things that are normal that is right. And there are so many things that looks normal in our society right now that is actually wrong. Ethically, it's bad, it's corrupt, but they no longer look like corruption. We're in trouble as a society, except to start looking for solutions. So how do we deal with corruptions? The fight against corruption begins long before exchange of money happens. It begins in the mind, in your mind, with small decisions. Corruption is not defeated primarily by laws, policies, or punishment. It will help, but corruption is defeated by your mindset. The person with the right mindset understands that integrity is not something you practice only when people are watching. It's a personal commitment to doing what is right, regardless of the consequences. When people see public office, when they see leadership or influence as an opportunity to serve, rather than opportunity to enrich themselves, corruption loses much of its power. The battle against corruption begins in the mind, long before money changes hands. Before you make a decision, you thought about it. So the right mindset also recognizes that corruption is going to destroy lives of so many people. So when you are put in charge of a resource and you have the right mindset, you know that there are people who will suffer if you mismanage this resource. But the only reason you will think like that is because you have the right mindset. So you have to work on your mind if you want to battle this problem called corruption. If you think about the consequences of corruption alone, how it destroys people, weakens institutions, destroys trust, and creates problems for future generations, you will stay back. You will give it another thought entirely. But when you develop a mindset of accountability, it will be easier for you to do that. You are less likely to justify bad behavior, even when corruption appears profitable or socially acceptable. And I hope that makes sense to you. I'm not out of words, I'm just out of time. I want to make this video very short. If you enjoyed this video, share this video and leave a reasonable comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel. But question, have you had the opportunity to compromise on your integrity and you said no? I would love to hear your story. My name is Ben Adejimo and I'll see you around.